Okay, so back in the trading room, and what I want to do now is talk about my whole journey, my routine. So you know who I am, you know what I've been doing, and you know that what I'm saying is not BS, right? Okay, so I was 18 when I first touched a screen. I mean, I'm talking about trading, right? A trading screen. Like, I downloaded MT5. I started playing with it. I created a demo account. I started learning for 1 full year. I didn't practice anything. I didn't enter a trade for a full year to learn about the market, what I was doing as a trader, but I took that retail perspective. That was my mistake. However, I was surrounded by people who've been trading for years but wasn't quite profitable yet. You know what I mean? They, they weren't there yet. And I was looking at all these influencers and people that, made it, and that motivated me to push forward. So I pushed for like 2 years, 2 years and a half, and I finally became profitable. And after becoming profitable, I was trading a prop firm on my Forex fund, and that was the time that MFF, second biggest prop firm on earth, um, had a problem with the SEC and they closed, so I never received my money. That hit me psychologically. So I had a strong way of trading. It was very solid. I thought it was solid. It was backed by, my experience, etc., etc. So I made money. I made 20% in 1.5 week. That was huge for me. In a 10K account, that's like $2,000. However, what happened is that when I came back to the chart after that, mental hit, that trauma, that that psychologically disturbing event, I came to realize that I couldn't be profitable anymore. And that was hard for me because I realized that the whole work that I did for years and years and years, I couldn't have it back anymore, and I didn't know why. So I decided to take another perspective. I decided to take a professional institutional perspective. So I basically went back to zero and started again. I learned about the market. I learned about market microstructure. That's something I learned from traders I talked to. I learned about order book. I learned about a lot of other things, and that's gonna be, in another video. I'm just gonna like talk about the topics in this video. I'm not gonna go into details. But I came to realize that, as a trader, you start as a loser. And you have to start as a loser and become profitable and then finally become a winner. But you're playing in an industry that is full of conflicts of interest, and you need to be aware of everything that is happening so you don't get fucked, right? And most of us get fucked, especially at the beginning, because we think it's easy, we think we can be heroes, we think it's fun. It's not easy, it can be fun, but it shouldn't be taken as fun. What I mean by that is when you trade, you should take that as a business. It's serious. It shouldn't be a joke. And you're not a hero, you're a businessman. You're dealing with prices and assets, and you need to understand supply and demand. Is that easy? But it's quite complex when you apply it because there's a lot into it. And you need experience and you need practice. That's a little bit of my story. And then, of course, I became profitable, and right now I'm looking forward to get into the trading floor, to be fully transparent with you, because I do believe that I don't see it as a corporate job per se, but I see it as, uh, if you're a trader in an institution, you are an independent group of traders in this institution, working for the investor of the institution. So I don't see it as a corporate job. And I do believe that it's way more profitable to be a trader on the floor than to be a retail trader. I do believe that 100%. Now, if you have a lot of cash flow and a lot of money and a good capital to trade from and you're good at trading, then yes. However, I do think is way more profitable, safer, better. It's just a better deal to be a trader on the floor. So that's my aim right now. So now you know my story, you know who I am. Well, my name is Yunus, and what I want is I'm not looking for being famous or anything, even though I know that branding is like the important thing of our generation. However, here is what differentiates me from anything else. I do care.